Well, hello, welcome to a little reading of Euripides, and I'm just going to record just a few sections out of the play The Alkestis of Euripides. So I'm going to start with the prologue, and here in the prologue, Euripides plays always begin with a character, sometimes from the play, generally from the play, sometimes a main character, sometimes a side character, sometimes a servant, and sometimes a character that doesn't actually speak elsewhere in the play, such as in the Hecuba. This time Apollo begins, so it's one of the examples where the prologue actually begins with a god. The other example that comes to mind, of course, is the Bacchae, which begins with the god Dionysus. So here Apollo says, "Ordomat admete en hois etlein ego, de santrapes dan ainesai theos peon." Now, by the way, I'm just going to translate through the play. You'll need to get commentaries and look up various details and so on. I'm just going to give a quick reading through, a quick translation of the play. So, this is an adjective here, admetian, which Euripides is fond of doing. So instead of saying, "O houses of Admetos," he says, "O Admetian houses," and turns it into an adjective. So we will just say, "O houses of Admetos," en hois, in which, and the ego is put at the end of the line for emphasis, etlein. This is from telao, to endure, and it's a past tense, so it's almost "I have been enduring." So in which I have put up with, perhaps, I have been enduring. Now the infinitive here is ainesai, which often can mean to praise, but can mean to submit to assent to resign oneself to. So in which I have endured to be content with, literally, a thesan trapesdan. Thesan is an adjective formed from thes, which is a servant, and so this is a servile, so a servile table, and then theos peon, pair for Attic kai pair, although being a god. So although I'm a god, I have put up with, or perhaps resigned myself to, a servile existence. If you wanted to paraphrase it slightly, it's a table, a servile table. And Euripides often transfers meanings from one word to another. So we would say a servile existence, but he says a servile table. Zeus gar kataktas paidaton emonitios, Cyclopes, sternois in embalon phloga, hu de kolothes tektonas diu puros, kteno kuklopas kai methe tuen pater, neto parandriton diapoin enankasen. For Zeus, kataktas, it's one of these Homeric apocopated aorists from kataktano, and this is quite epic language here. Having killed, having slain, from kataktano, having slain my son, Asclepius. So Zeus is Aitios, Zeus is responsible. So just turn it around a bit. For Zeus is responsible for this, having slain my son Asclepius by embalone, throwing, or so throwing flogger from flocks, throwing a flame into his chest, into his breast. Hude kolethes, and indeed I, having become angry, probably with the who here, perhaps with him, I killed the Cyclopses. And the Cyclopses were the Tectonas, the manufacturers of the fire of Zeus. So perhaps being angry with him, or being angry about this, being angry with him, I killed the Cyclopses, who were the manufacturers of the fire of Zeus. They used to make his lightning bolts. And the father, which of course is referring to Zeus, Anankasen from Ananko, he compelled me. Thetuon, Thes is a servant, slave, pretty low level slave, and Thetuo is the verb to be in servitude. So the father compelled me to be in servitude in return for these things. So this goes with it here. So as requital for these things, as punishment or payment for these things, to be in servitude beside a thanato undri, beside a mortal man. Elthon de Gaion tain dibu ebu forbun xeno, kai tondi esoiston oikon es tod hemeras. But having come to this land. Now this is a compound verb here. Forbio is a good Homeric verb. It means to look after, to feed, and the bu is from bus oxen. So I looked after his herd, the oxen, xeno for the stranger, and esoidzon. Now it's imperfect, so I was keeping safe this house. Tondi goes with the oikon. Es tod hemeras. The hemeras is genitive, I think, here. It's literally unto this part of the day. So it's almost right up until this moment, as we'll see when we read further on in the story. Hosiuga andros, hosios on etunkanon, paidos feretos. Hon thanain erusamen, moiras dolosas, enasan demoi theai admeton, haidon ton per autic ekfugain, alon dia laxanta tois cato necron. For being hosios, well, interesting word choice of words here. It means holy in the sense of pious. So being a God-fearer, I met with a man who is pious. The son, and in apposition to that, the son in the genitive of Pheres. This is a genitive here. The son of Pheres, whom I rescued, and then we get an infinitive. We would say from death. This is from Ruomai, whom I rescued from dying, having deceived from Doloo the Moiras, the fates. But the goddesses, now Ainasen here is something probably shortened form or equivalent to cat ainasen, consented or promised or agreed to. So they agreed that Admetos to ekfugon, from ekfugo, that he would escape from. Now Hadain here is Hades, of course, but it's being used in the sense of death. So it's his trip to Hades, i.e. his death. Ton parautica, the imminent or present. So the goddesses consented to me that this Admetos would escape. That he would escape this imminent death Dialexanta, having exchanged literally another corpse, the alon goes with necron, tois cato, to those below. So we want to find a replacement to die in his place. Pantas delenxas kai diexelthon philus, patera geraian the spe etiktemetera, uk hure plain gunaikos hostis aethelethenon prokainu meket es oran phaos. So I'll stop with that bit there. And elenco is to make trial of. So having tried out everybody, DXelthone, we get a double compound here from Dia plus X plus the Euripides, literally having gone through one after another his friends and his aged father, and the mother who bore him. Now we get this spet here from Alpha Auton. So he made trial of everyone, including going through all his friends, his aged father, and the mother. And then we get a relative clause here, tacked in here, who bore him, from Ticto. Not surprisingly, uk hure plain gunaikos hostis ethele. He did not understand anyone apart from his wife, whoever might or whoever was willing no longer es horan phaos, to see the light, i.e. to continue living. Thanon, participle from Thanasco. In poetry, and in Homer, you just get this bare Thanasco form. It's apothanasco in prose, but you get this Thanasco, and this is the aorist participle, having died on behalf of him. So he found nobody who was willing to no longer live and to die on his behalf, plain gunaikos, except his wife. Hei nun kat oikus en keroin bastasdatai, psukoragusa, te dis gar spe en hemera thanen peprotai kai metastenai biu. And she now, bastasdatai passive, from bastasda, she is being carried about the house, literally by two hands. So this is a dual form here from care. So in two hands she is carried about the house, and she is psukoragusa, a lovely Euripidean word, something like gasping out her life. The root of this is psukos, or psuke, which is your life. The rag here is from regnumi, to break. So it's something like broken in spirit, literally. For peprotai, now this verb only occurs in the perfect. It has been fated. There's no present form for this one. You can look up the notes on the formation of this, but it has been fated for sphe, for autane, for her, thanane, to die in this day, kai metastenai biu, and literally to step away from the life, to stand away, to transfer from life, so to end her life, we might say. Ego de me miasma me endomois kike, but I, lest here, and then we get a subjunctive from kikano. This is the aorist subjunctive from kikano, and so lest Now the subject is miasma. That's pollution. So lest the pollution might find me, almost catch up with me, in the house, in the halls. Plural for singular, as you often get with this noun. We haven't, by the way, been told who the speaker is, but one was supposed to work that out from the fact that he killed the Cyclopses. So the audience would know that he says he's a god, so it would clearly refer to Apollo. But he hasn't actually named himself yet. Lepo melathron tondi filtatan stegain. I am leaving, so because he doesn't want to get any miasma on him, I am leaving the dearest roof of these halls, literally. Ade de tondi thanaton, with a capital theta, es horo pelas. Hire thanonton, hosnin es hedu domus, mele kataxen. Sum metros de afficita, fruron tod amer hoithanen artain creon. And already as horo I am looking at Thanatos, death, tondi. Now this is a deictic word, so it'd be pointing, it's almost death over there, who is Pallas, who's drawing near. So already I see that death here is near. Death, the hero, from Heros, the priest. This is a contract from Herea, I think. Yep. So from Herus, with the epsilon in the stem, and then you add third declension. Accusative, adding an alpha, contract. So a priest of those who are dead, from that Thanasco root again, who melee is about cat axane from cat ago, to lead her, nin for autane, it's that poetic word, it's common in Homer as well, is about to lead her down into the houses of Hades. Summetros de efficita, fruron tod ema hoitanen auten creon. For he comes, summetros is probably something like punctually. He's dead on time, he's right on time. So he has arrived punctually. Sorry, keeping guard on this day, hoi, in which creon it is necessary for autane, for her. Well, probably this is from Cray, in which it being necessary for her to die. So that's the first part of the prologue. And at this point, Thanatos is going to appear, and we'll continue that in the next recording.